I'm Cobalt, and this is Cobalt Oasis. Hit the like and subscribe if you like what you see or hear. Trying out some new things. Brand new to the whole streaming and recording things. I've been playing games for a while now. I am a veteran from the Army. Spent a good portion of my youth overseas. Now I'm disabled, have some time on my hands, so I'm trying some things out. For starters, we're trying some Navy stuff. Oh yeah, something I never thought I'd do. But here we are. This is World of Warships. A little bit of background: I have almost zero experience in this game. You're going to see me make a lot of mistakes. I'm gonna do some cool stuff, but I wouldn't say I'm a top tier or even good or decent player. But what I will say is that I have fun, because this is a fun game. It's a quick game, but it's also a very chill, relaxed game. I usually play some looter shooters, Warframe, for example, the First Descendant, things like that. I've also been known to play some pretty hardcore Star Citizen. So I have some other types of game experiences coming into this one. I must say the pace of this game is one that I really thoroughly enjoy. It's a nice break, a palate cleanser, if you will, for games when you just need to do something different. I like to describe this game from my point of view as being the perspective of playing a chess game from the point of view of a single piece. There is tactics, there is strategy. There is also some problems with the game. We'll get into that down the road, but for the most part, any game that has a true free-to-pay path of any sort, I'm on board with, because it just means that anybody can participate. Can they participate across the board into top tier? Question mark. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. So, for this first video, now that you have heard that I actually love this game, I approve of this game, I highly encourage you to go get this game. It is free to download, you can free to play it, and it is fun. And they do match you up initially with, well, actually throughout the whole game they match you up depending on your rank. There's like one or two above and below. So when it comes to the tier levels, when you're doing matches and stuff, you're always fairly balanced across the board. Granted, if you've put money into this game, then you're gonna get a little bit of a pay to win type of situation. But if you can get good enough at this game, then it does balance out a little bit, in my opinion, from what I've seen. Somebody who's much lower level can take out somebody a couple levels above them very, very easily and quickly. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. For starters, this is a tier 7 legendary ship. Now, as you can see down here, I have some ships, and I have played this game for a little bit, but I just did my, 7th or 8th daily login. So I am a solid week into this game at this point. So I formed my basis of whether the game is worth it, or if I was going to just chuck it and delete it because it was just too much. And I still have it, so I want to do a quick little run through of not just me, but my experience so far. Have I made mistakes? Yeah. Has it really hurt me? Not so much. It just means that I have to grind a little bit more. First of all, the game starts you off with your choice of countries. Britain, American, and I believe... Oh, I can't remember what the third country is. Japan. Japan's the third country. So it starts you off in a basic cruiser, and then you play a few missions, you get some XP into that ship, and then you can do the research and purchase the next tier of ship. It's pretty simple. You just keep doing that. You go play missions. You earn these things that you need, kind of pretty much generally as you play the mission passively. So it's a pretty easy type of grind as far as that goes. It's just repetitive. You know, how much of the repetition can you handle? So I've done a few of these, the USA line for obvious reasons. Started here with the cruisers, worked up to the Omaha, started going up. My goal over here is to get to the Des Moines. Now, as you can see, these little price tags here indicate that I've sold them after I built them because I needed credits. That is a newbie maneuver. Don't be me. Don't be that guy. Don't sell these things if you at all can. Just, you know, be a little bit more, I guess, conservative with your resources up here early game. You don't always need to put modifications on your ship right away, especially if it's a throwaway ship like a tier 2 or tier 3 or even some tier 4s. I would say, you know, maybe just try playing this ship without anything on it and see where its weaknesses are first, where the play style meets the ship, and you know, which areas exactly do you personally need to build into and where you don't, where you can sort of give. For me, on a lot of ships, I can give up the additional speed that a lot of other people like to mod for in favor of maneuverability. And for some reason, it works for my playstyle. It just does. So I have no submarine experience. I have no aircraft carrier experience. I've strictly been doing cruisers. I did some destroyers, and then boom, once I got into cruisers and then battleships. And then once I got into the destroyers, just once I realized how cheap destroyer lines were to build and get out of port there, I started developing a love-hate relationship with these. I say hate because sometimes you just get into a match in which, you know, whether it's your teammates, whether it's your own personal skill level, things just don't go according to plan. You know, in a destroyer, it's really important that you are spotting for your team first and foremost. So having some speed enough to get ahead of your team and get downrange so that you can sight the enemy, the better. But if your teammates are like a battleship and a cruiser and you're a destroyer, you get to the cab. Let's say the game puts you in line with Cap A, which, by the way, whatever zone they kind of assign you in, please just stick to those zones. You know, don't peel off and go off to just stick to those zones. Sorry if you didn't get teamed up with your buddy, but it'll be okay, I promise you. So you get to stay in your zones, you get down to your cab, and if you look behind you, and if you're in a destroyer, as soon as the enemy starts popping into your view, you know, pop smoke, get into concealment, because you for sure have rounds coming in towards you. Like they got you sighted, so start throwing some zigs, start throwing some zags. No straight lining about it in a destroyer. You better start wiggling that booty. So, you know, turn tail, get back there, and create a little pocket of smoke for your ships, your teammates to come in behind you so that they're concealed as they're hopefully doing what they're supposed to do, which is protect you and then start cabbing. So the heavier ships, once they come in, they are hopefully protecting you and keeping you in the game, because in my experience, whatever team lasts the longest with their destroyers typically wins. You know, if you can make it to the past the first cap, past that first sort of what do you want to call it? Sort of head-on attack where you first meet the enemy. If you can survive that in a destroyer, then you have a pretty good chance of making it throughout the whole mission. And if that's the case, then yeah, your team's gonna win. It just is. Like, a good destroyer will ensure that the whole thing is saved. So good thing to keep in note there. So I last night bought this ship. It's a coal ship. It is a tier 7 legendary ship. It is very important that it is a tier 7 legendary ship because tier 7 legendaries are favored for their credit potential. Credit earnings, that's the wrong thing. There we go. This right here. This is gives a plus 5% bonus in credits, like, all the time, no matter what. And as you can see here, I don't have any other things here. In fact, I'm pretty much out. Oh, I have some there. What is those? Yeah. I'll throw that one on there. But I'm pretty sure I'm out of most of these things. Yeah. So that's that. Anyways, I need credits because this game is getting pricey. It's getting expensive. Even the end game methods are the free to play end game currency things are just, there are so many different currencies. But I bought this ship. They're called coal ships. Coal is a resource, like a currency that is rarer to get. You get it in chunks through boxes. You get it through a variety of ways. But I bought this tier 7. I'm gonna butcher it, I'm sure. Bliskavika. It's a Polish word. It's a Polish ship. It is a destroyer. I was looking for a destroyer because of my newfound relationship with the destroyer class. And I did some looking around, and it is a much older ship. It is a unique ship, has a unique mechanic, at least when it first came out. Its cover, it basically had a stealth firing mode where it could shoot from inside cloud cover and nobody could see it. Clearly broken. So after all these years, I'm assuming it hasn't been that popular. I don't really know, but I will say that it holds up in my opinion, and that's coming from somebody who has jumped essentially from a tier 7 mayhem, which is a fun ride. Like, it is fun. I like it. I like the speed of it. I like the maneuverability of it. I like the guns. I like the torpedoes. I like it. I have this guy from a code when I first started the game. There's my little build. This is not even a complete full-on build. Like I said, this is only about my 8th day. But you can see I've done quite a bit in 8 days. But other than that, this ship here, a DD-214 destroyer, was really my first introduction to the destroyer line. This ship is why I love the destroyer class. You get it because of being prior service military in either Canada or the U.S. You just verify your status, your veteran status, through ID Me, through your Wargaming account. And this is what you get. You get this free ship, and it's really wicked. It's really awesome. I love it. It's sick. It's a little, if you know, you know, the DD-214, what that means. If you don't know what that means, well, it's a little inside joke for military people. They will get it. It's a little bit lost. It's just some paperwork. That's literally what it is, but it's a game ender. It's a game ender. Let's just call it that. You get some flags and stuff like that. And anyways, if you can see, let me look at this. A tier 4 ship with 95 concealment. I mean, just come on. Like, early game, this ship just is unstoppable. And I love just hopping into it and going into some randoms or some co-ops. I got lots of little videos on my YouTube channel of me in the DD214. It's really awesome. Go check it out. Give me a follow if you would. I'd appreciate it. Really helps the channel these days. But the Bliskovica, tier 7, so it's going to help me get them credits. For one particular reason is I need a tier 9 ship. I'm in a clan now, and the clan has stuff that they do, but I really can't do much of it because I don't have the ships that can do it. So currently, it seems as a free-to-play player that the most financially efficient, if that's even a word, way to get there will be to build experimental ships. Now, I already have the tier 8 Metz. It's a French cruiser. It's really a heavy cruiser. It is a heavy cruiser. I'm going to do a whole video on that because it turns out that's a sick little ship too, and it's really awesome. I love it. And I'm working on the tier 9 Soviet vessel. I will not probably be getting the tier 10. I would like to. Don't think I have the energy for that. Mainly because the Metz here, when you're building it, it costs 10 of these action reports. 10 of those plus 1 million credits in order to build one piece. 5 pieces, that's 5 million credits. That's 50 of these action reports. Not a bad grind at all. You can do that fairly easily in a day or two if you're pretty casual. But this one jumps up. Now that's basically the price of each piece on the second one here. You have 50 plus 2 million credits on each piece, and now there's 7 pieces, so that's 14 million credits, and that's 200, what is that, 100, 200, yeah, 200, 300, 325, is my math very off? I feel like it's off. 100, 200, 350, yeah, no, 350, I was right, 350 total. 350 action reports total, and then it gets even worse on the level 10. It's 125 of these archive reports per, and then 3 million. So the grind for tier 9 is really wild, but I'm hoping it's worth it because it'll be a tier 9 ship that basically has the same mechanics from what I understand as the Metz. Should be really awesome, should be interesting, should be fun, but it's very expensive, very pricey. Luckily, you can earn coal and daily action reports right over here. You can keep track of them. Like I got 2 more to get to, I need 2 more Citadel hits in the Metz in order to earn 3,000 coal. So you can earn all this stuff in game if you're willing to do the grind. However, everything also has that pay to win aspect. Like you can skip the grind at least if you want to. 6,000 doubloons. If you find that worth it, I'm not entirely sure how much that is offhand. That might be a different video. Anyways, so I'm working towards a tier 9 ship. I'm not there yet, clearly, and it is very expensive. I currently only have 10.8 million, so it would take literally everything, all the credits I have in order to finish building out that tier 9 cruiser. So for now, tier 7 credit earning destroyer, that I can really, start making moves. I went from earning about, can't remember, probably around 20 grand a mission in credits to well over 100 with just that move from getting the ship. So heavily worth it. Plus, this is an actual historical ship. It is it earned notoriety as being one of the ships during the Dunkirk evacuation. Um, for all those history buffs out there, provided escort and patrolling duties for the evacuating ships. Um, it also changed hands a couple times, I believe. At this point, this version of the ship, I believe it's been rearmed with the newer Soviet-era weapons. And those were pretty darn good at the times, and they're pretty darn good in this game, if I do say so myself. So, we're going to go ahead and hop into a mission real quick, and want to demonstrate what it can do. Don't know if I'm going to do very well. I wouldn't say I'm a top tier player. Like I said, I've only been playing 8 days. But yeah, I really did like this ship last night. As you can see, I only got about 7,000 XP into the ship, so it's not like I'm doing much with it. I'll show you the equipment and the build on it real quick. I do have some modifications, mainly because I took them off of other ships, so I already had them. Otherwise, it would have been pretty expensive to build, and I was really trying to preserve my credits up here. So we have the main armaments modification. I'm running the engine room protection, again, because I had it. Probably not the one I would use. I think I would normally run the damage control system, but that's 250,000 credits, so I'm going to hold on to my credits. Having some torpedo speed, the traverse speed for the torpedoes, always a great thing. Also the safety, the extra safety on having them incapacitated. I mean, that's a 40% protection right there from having them incapacitated. That's not something to just shake off there. And I have the propulsion. This one was, again, because I had it. I would prefer to have the steering gear modification. I would prefer to be more maneuverable, mainly because, yeah, all this does is it gets you up to max speed quicker. It doesn't actually make you faster. And I think there's a little bit of misconception there if people don't actually take the time to read it. Whereas the steering modification, wow, this thing is that 20% is really noticeable in almost any ship. In fact, if you play this game and you happen to have a heavy cruiser like the Mets or the Baltimore or something, and you haven't tried the steering gears modification, try it, just try it out. See what it's all about, because, man, when those torpedoes start coming in, you can do some squirrely things in it, and it's really fun. So, there's that. That's the economic bonuses. My captain, this is the build for my captain. I think at the end of the day, I'm going to want all of these torpedoes, even though this one's just a 30% chance of causing flooding, so it's on the back burner. But the two torpedoes, both speed and reload time, I believe that's what this one is, if it will light up. Yes, reload time. All next up is going to be the main battery reload time. And yeah, reload time and AA damage. So there's going to be like a T here across, because this one here is ship speed. So as I'm saying, if you put ship speed here, I typically wouldn't put ship speed on the equipment as far as a modification, because it's so expensive. Normally, if I'm going to spend the money on it, it's going to be for maneuverability. But that's, again, my play style. to each his own. And then the last thing I'm going to put on here is the HP. That's a me thing. I think a lot of people, until they get a play style down with the class of ship, they're going to get killed a lot, so they might invest early on into HP. There's nothing wrong with that, to each his own. For me, though, I mean, it got expensive pulling these things or redistributing. When you redistribute, it costs doubloons. So yeah, you can and will earn doubloons in the game when you get up to the ranked battles and stuff, so there is that. But the ranked battles, like, initially, unless you have had help in the game previously in some coaching or something, or you know what you're doing for sure, you're going to get chewed up, and then the people in the chat are going to chew you up again. So if you don't want to go through any of that particular hassle, go for it. Otherwise, just you're gonna have to look for a clan that is helpful. There's this clan, and in my Ultimate account, the two clans that I'm in, neither of which are very active, which really stinks because I'm at the frame of mind where, like, this is definitely a team-centric game, and I would really like to do more team-based stuff. But alas, here we are. So I've had to do a lot of the studying and stuff like that on my own. So let's go ahead and do a quick little Bliskovica battle here. Hopefully it's quick. Hopefully we are able to get done what we need to get done. Since this is just a co-op battle, I'm not too particularly worried about the enemies here. But I do like how they keep you all within a range of your ship. So I'm in a tier 7. It looks like that's the highest tier for this group. So it'll be 5, 6, and 7s. Tier 5, 6, and 7s in this mission. You always want to go ahead and kick up your speed before that timer. You don't have to do this. I like to bring up my map initially once I'm underway and kind of get a game plan. So I'm in this cab here. I know that they're racing in the same as we are, and they're going to get here about the same time I get over here. So I think I'm going to peel off this way. Yeah, maybe I'll go around this island and drop smoke. Because I think this destroyer's going to come barreling in here. And he's going to try and broadside me like a lunatic, like always. You can see there's the island there. So I'm expecting the enemy to start popping up very, very soon here. And as soon as I see them, I'm going to start popping. That one I'm clear from. Talking about my zone right here. The zone right in front of me. I want to start spotting for my team, which at least the cruiser's behind me. Okay, so now I'm going to pop smoke. And that's going to be a cruiser. I'm not so well versed in the game to recognize, like, the names of the ships and what they're capable of. Got some hot rounds coming in. It's time to throw some zigs and some zags. Gonna batten down the hatches. Ooh, that was close a little bit. Alright, so now I got that cover. Well, I wasn't going to, but now I'm gonna just do a loop-de-loop around this whole island. So, with this ship, I'm gonna have to say it until I stop butchering. Bliskovica. You can tell it's not the fastest ship. It is definitely not the most maneuverable. Wow, that's a lot of fog right there. Okay, good. So they got their torpedoes in the water, so I'm gonna let them get their torpedoes on cooldown. My smoke's gonna cover me. Okay, so now I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna use my fog here. I know these planes are up there spotting me. Oh, nope, it's a the Dorito. And he's gonna get himself pinned up over there, and I'm gonna switch to guns. Oh no, he's looked out. Torps, get a lock on. Three out. That cruiser's about to get smoked. Quick repair. Goodbye, cruiser. One kill down. You know what?
I'm in danger.
Oh, they're gonna try and get me into a crossfire right here. Yeah, there we go. There's the crossfire happening. Keep moving. Just keep moving. And of course, this guy is gonna crash into that. Don't be afraid to switch to your guns. I'm gonna die here. Yeah. Get that fire out. And it's nice to have a team that supports you, you know, feeling the love as the only destroyer around. So we can see a little bit of a problem right there with as far as teammates go. Is I don't know if it's they don't know, if they didn't know certain things about how to play this game that I figured out pretty quickly. I mean, is it annoying? Sure. Will it make you a better player? Oh yeah, because now I'm just gonna try and take out this guy, the big guy here, before. I can't. Well, anyways. I wish I would have had a little bit better team that supported their... Look at that. If you look at the top here, both of our destroyers are gone. They have both of theirs. That means they are going to win. Just so you know, if you're playing a match and both of your destroyers die, if your only supply of destroyers goes bye-bye, then you are going to lose the match one way or the other. So, just so you know. Anyways, so there's a ship. I love the ship. I can't wait till I get better at using the ship. I can't wait until I get better at using or playing the game. You know, truly. Look forward to it. And in a lot of games, especially looter shooters, you just get into this constant grind of repetition. And sure, the missions and the maps might be repetitious here, but you know, it's still fun, and it's at a pace that isn't mind-numbing. So I highly recommend it. I hope to see you in World of Warships. This is, by the way, the PC version, not the console or Legends version. I will be making more content soon, and I hope that you come back. It'll be more gear-centric towards the actual game and not less about me or my experience with the game. So hopefully if you stayed through all this, you give me a quick like, subscribe. The quality and the quantity I'm sure will improve, and I appreciate you. Welcome to the Oasis.